everyone, how are we today? Just doing another quick check-in for April. This time we're looking at romantic love throughout the month of April. See what is in store for you. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. All the timestamps and all my other information are all in the description box if you're looking for those. More than welcome to check multiple placements and definitely subscribe so you can keep an eye out for all the upcoming readings. We do have the shadow work reading coming up very, very soon, so definitely keep an eye out for that one. Today I'm actually using the Rosabelle Oracle as well as the pop art lenormand. We're going to start with Aries and move our way on through the zodiac. Okay. All right, Aries, what's going on for Aries in April in regards to romantic love? Romantic love messages for Aries in April. Anything Aries needs to know in regards to love and romance for April, please. What's affecting Aries' love life in April? Okay, so we do have peace coming through first. All right, and as well as support. So definitely themes of, finding that peace within yourself when it comes to love and peace within relationships and harmonizing, within relationships through the act of supporting one another and supporting, yourself to find that peace and have that peace for yourself, Aries. Definite positive themes for you there for the month. Supportive energy. For some of you, you may need to show a little bit of extra support or receive a little bit of extra support from a loved one throughout April. We do see the crutches in that particular card, so there may be something quite literal for a couple of you there with, somebody may quite literally break a leg and need that extra support from you. So, crossing fingers that that's not the case for you, but sometimes they do come through quite literally. We do also see doves, so if you are seeing doves around the month of April, definitely take that as a bit of a sign that things are on the right track for you with love. Aries, romantic love for Aries throughout April, please. Having fun with it, Aries. We have the child coming through first, all right? So definitely finding the enjoyment in the peaceful moments between yourself and others when it comes to romantic love, enjoying those moments of peace and quiet and harmony where, there's nothing. It's kind of that no news is good news kind of energy where it's, if the best thing that's happening to you this month with love is that you're finding that sense of peace and you're able to just enjoy that, that's amazing. We do see with the child here, for some of you, issues around children may be prominent throughout the month of April. We do also see, the sense of adventure, that innocence and having that innocence especially in knowing that peace can be achieved between the two of you, for yourself and your person. Definitely, definitely a good energy for you there. And then looking at that support energy again, we do actually see the key and the heart coming out here, Aries. So this is, support in a, opening up your heart space to somebody, opening up to somebody just in general and sort of asking for their support on an emotional level or with other things, but it's opening up and actually asking for what you need when it comes to love or offering what you feel to somebody, because offering romance and opening up and walking through new doors of love between yourself and somebody else here, for a lot of you it is really opening up. It just keeps going, opening up. So for a lot of you there is this opening up and displaying vulnerability, displaying unconditional love, displaying romance as well, so opening up to the more romantic sides of love and really expressing love, definitely coming through there as well, in very supportive kinds of ways, that you're opening up and supporting somebody by, sharing your heart with them. All right, Aries. So that's what we're seeing for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course, subscribe to the channel. We will go a little bit more depth with stuff specific to you and your person later in the month. Definitely keep an eye out for that. This is just a bit of a general overview for the month. Definitely subscribe, and we will move on over to Taurus. Okay, Taurus, romantic love. Bit of an overview for the month of April for our Taurus. What does Taurus need to know in regards to romantic love in April? Okay, Taurus. We have friendship coming through. We also see the Aries card coming through, Taurus. So some of you may be close to the cusp there, but for others of you, you know, the most prominent energy in love for you is the beginning of the month of April, you know, until about, you know, the 20th roughly when we see that swap over into Taurus season, which coming up soon, Taurus. Are you excited for your birthday? But we do see the energy of friendship there. So we definitely... if you are with a partner already, we're spending the month focusing on the friendship energy between our romantic partner and ourselves. So, you know, building that friendship. All good partnerships do have a strong basis in friendship. For others of you, you may be sort of spending a lot of time with friends, and that's sort of having this sort of roll-on effect to your love life as well. The focus does seem to be more around the friendship rather than the romantic side of things this month for you. But we do see with the Aries energy, we do see a lot of passion and, you know, not holding back. Definitely comes through with that Aries energy as well. So there may be something in the more passionate side of things where it's not holding back and you know, taking big steps and actions on the more romantic, passionate side of things as well, Taurus. Taurus, romantic love for Taurus throughout April, please. Interesting. I feel like this is coming back to that friendship energy once again. We do see the letter coming through first. So there is some clear communication and expressing oneself definitely coming through here. But I do feel, once again, it is very, very connected to that friendship energy. We do see the coffin coming through next. So it's kind of very much clearly communicating what needs to end, what needs to be dead and buried between the two of you, between, you know, yourself and your relationship with love, and especially when it comes to, you know, feeling like, I'm just picking up this energy, Taurus, of like feeling like your partner maybe you have lost touch with that side of friendship between the two of you, and kind of needing to communicate and express with that person that, look, that needs to come to an end. We need to, you know, have a fresh new beginning. The coffin is all about endings that create brand new beginnings. All right, it's a death and then a rebirth. So it's kind of like a you know, ending the facets of the connection that are just not working, or are creating drama for the two of you, so that we can have that fresh new beginning, a rebirth in the relationship, brand new start kind of energy there. We do see that coming through with the scythe here as well. So that is kind of like a very sudden shift in the connection. We're breaking free, and we're closing out. We're cutting out the things that don't serve the relationship, and we're cutting those out so that we can experience that rebirth energy, the changes that brings around very, very quickly, where we're not mucking around. All right, that once again, that's very much like that Aries energy. Very, you know, we're not mucking around. We're taking action. We're doing what needs to be done in order to get to where we need to be here, rather than sort of taking our time or dwelling. No, we're clearly communicating and expressing ourselves about what needs to end, what needs to be cut out, what needs to be changed, so that we can you know, take those actions very, very quickly and you know, move forwards in more positive ways. All right, Taurus, so that's what we're seeing for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Geminis. Okay, Gemini, what's going on for Gemini with romantic love throughout April? Bit of a love overview for our Geminis in April. What does Gemini need to know in regards to romantic love in April? Oh, you're the star of the show. Kind of, we do have your card coming through first here, Gemini. All right, so we do see your energy very strong. You're the star of the show when it comes to love. For a lot of you, this is all about loving on yourself a little bit too, because we do have the deserted island card coming through there as well. So this is kind of being an island all by yourself and really focusing back in on yourself and maybe taking some time to yourself and just sort of going inward a little bit to work on the love stuff. Love yourself so that you can share more love with your partner, those sorts of things. All right, that you need to be solid alone before you can move forwards in partnerships is what's coming through there, Gemini. It's all about you. So it's all about taking care of yourself and being strong all by yourself before we worry about other people and our partners and things like that. But we'll have a look with the lenormand as well. Gemini energy for romantic love in April. So I obviously have quite a lot of single Geminis watching today because I am picking up, not only are we seeing you here all by yourself, Gemini, but we do have you here making a very solid decision. All right, this is a conscious decision or a choice that you're making with the crossroad there. Then we see the heart and the garden. So this is a very conscious choice that you're making to open up your heart, to be a little bit more public about your heart space and your romantic intentions, the unconditional love that you share with people more on a platonic level coming through there. But making those, following the path of your heart, really following your heart this month. And then we do see here more towards probably the end of the month, the garden energy where you are starting to get sociable again and, get out in public and maybe making a public declaration of love for some of you here. But also, accepting invitations, starting to go on dates, starting to meet up with people and those sorts of things. So I feel as though for a lot of you, this is, especially those of you who are single, it's all about, spending some time with yourself and getting confident within your own self when it comes to love so that you can then, make the conscious choice to follow your heart and start to actually meet people that may, be relevant in your love life down the track. But overall, the month does seem to be mostly just about you yourself, all right, and making the choices of where you want love to go, what direction you want to go when it comes to love, all right. And then, like I said, I feel like that garden energy is very much there at the end of the month where you start meeting up with people and meeting new people and getting out and about in public and for some of you, social media as well. So you may start to sort of talk to people through social media or dating apps and those sorts of things. All right, but that's what we're seeing for you, Gemini. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, especially for those of you who are not single. You may want to cross-watch your person's placements or, check out your other placements just to get a bit more of a detailed reading for yourself there. That did seem to be mostly aimed at the singles. All right, but subscribe to the channel and we will move on over to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. What does Cancer need to know throughout April in regards to romantic love? Bit of an overview for our Cancers when it comes to romantic love in April. Oh, we see the plan. All right, we see the plan card there. You can kind of see, we see the mannequin and the scissors and the measuring tape. So this is planning ahead, planning, what am I going to wear to the table? We have the table card. So that table energy, it really does talk about, meeting people halfway, compromising, actually planning to go out on dates and things like that, planning to quite literally dress up and set the table kind of thing, set the plan for where is this table going to be, what am I going to wear. There does need to be a little bit of planning here though, okay, Cancer, that you are needing to take the right measurements, make sure everything's planned out rather than just sort of winging it. All right, definitely making sure we've got a plan and not cutting it too close. For some reason that's coming through there as well. Making sure you're leaving yourself room. make sure you invite someone else to the table as well, Cancer. Cancer, what's going on for Cancer throughout April when it comes to romantic love? I'm seeing like a nice candlelit dinner. I am sort of seeing here for somebody too. It's like just a chill outdoor setting. Definitely coming through once again, okay, because we do have, firstly, we have the book coming through. So there's the planning stages, all right? There's where we're, thinking and doing our research. What sort of restaurants does this person like? What sort of restaurants do I like? What sort of food is going to be the best foods to, eat on a date? Well, you don't want to be eating really messy foods on a first date, those kinds of things. What should I wear? I'm researching their favorite colors. I want to wear their favorite color, or, take them somewhere that they would really enjoy, and things like that, planning things out, educating yourself, learning as much as you can about this person and about where you can take them on this little table setting, this date plan. It definitely feels like a date with that table card. We do see the Tower there as well. So that actually kind of lets us know that, sometimes that can be isolation, but I don't feel as though it's isolation in this particular reading. I feel like it's more along the lines of structure, all right, and, traditional sort of stuff. And so that may be something that you really want to take into consideration when you're planning, is that there may be some sort of traditional meal that this person would really appreciate you understanding that, oh, that's traditional to their ideas on how romance should be, or something along those lines. There's something, very structured, very regimented, very traditional, very like ordered about this. So for some of you, it might be kind of like wanting to really do that traditional candlelit dinner, and now it's showing me that scene out of Lady and the Tramp with the spaghetti, and the strand of spaghetti between the two dogs. So you may want to plan in a more structured way, plan in a more traditional way, plan something that suits this person's, age, culture, whatever. You don't want to take somebody out for seafood and then find out that they're a vegetarian or something like that, or a vegan, whatever. So you really want to sort of make sure you're planning that really well, and fitting into a good structure. So, if you do your research and you find out that this person is a vegan, don't just take them to any old restaurant. Take them to a restaurant that's got a really good vegan menu, those sorts of things. We do see the garden coming through at the end there as well, which is very similar to that table energy. This is my date card. This is getting out and about, spending time together in public, meeting someone. Quite literally, sometimes it is, meeting someone at that table and meeting them halfway, compromising a little bit. So, you're getting what you want, but you're also making sure that you are sticking to the structure of their traditions, of what they would expect for a date as well. All right. But for a lot of you, this is a very public setting as well, and making sure where, you may want to extend even a formal invitation to this date as well. All right. Because I am picking up here with that sort of the planning, the table, the very traditional energy here, even with the book there as well. You may want to do a formal invitation to this date, to this dinner. All right. So you may actually want to write them out an invitation, deliver it in the mail, deliver it by hand. You're wanting to do something very sort of, it feels very like very old school sort of traditions here. So, you may really want to stick to some of those older traditions where it would be like, an invitation by mail, inviting them to meet you for dinner, or come to an event that you are hosting for just yourself and them. All right. But whatever, feels right for your person, of course, there, Cancer. But that's what's coming through for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe to the channel. We will move on over to our Leos. Pardon? Okay. Leo. Bit of an overview for our Leos. What's going on in regards to romantic love throughout April for Leo? Interesting. we do have the Libra energy coming through first. So some of you may be dealing with somebody, who is strong Libra placements. You may have strong Libra placements. I do feel, though, that for a lot of you, this is more about the balancing the scales kind of energy. All right, because the other card I'm seeing here is the ruins. All right, so there is something here where we're needing to, it's kind of like balancing the scales from something that has been previously ruined between yourself and this person, something that has kind of crumbled between yourself and somebody here. So there's some sort of balance that needs to happen, karma needing to be balanced in some kind of a way. We're needing to somehow balance the scales. We'll see how that comes out here with the lenormand. Leo. What does Leo need to know in regards to romantic love for April, please? Yeah, okay. So we do have the dog energy coming through first. So, this is part of how we're going to balance this connection, all right, is we're going to really focus on the friendship aspect of the connection, the loyalty, the dependability, the support between each other, all right? Some of you may be dealing with Aries. I did get sort of similar themes for Aries there as well, but it's all about showing this person that you are you choose to walk by their side, that they choose to walk by your side, that not only is this a romantic thing, but you can be their best friend as well. All right, that you offer them support, that you're reliable, that you're loyal, all those sorts of things. Definitely good ways to help balance the connection here, because something has been ruined. We do see the tree and then the house coming through there as well. So, the tree really does talk about the need for healing, the need for growth, and needing to move, grow and heal into a more stable and more secure placement. All right, grow back into family, if that kind of makes sense. Heal back into our family vibe, our comfort zone with each other. But there does need to be some sort of mature aspects taken into consideration here as well, that we do need to approach this with a lot of maturity and look at how we're going to balance themes of loyalty, dependability, making someone feel safe and secure in the connection. All right, there with the house there's some sort of needing to rebuild because we see the ruins. All right, and we don't want that to be in ruins. We want to rebuild and make it safe and comfortable again. All right, and by doing so, we're showing a lot of maturity. We're really emphasizing themes of family, themes of friendship between ourselves and this person. We're focusing on taking care of each other and supporting one another, and healing and growing together in order to find that stability and security once again. All right, so that's what we see going on for you this month, Leo. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements or cross-watch your person's placements as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Virgos. Okay, Virgo. Bit of an overview for our Virgos when it comes to romantic love throughout April. Romantic love for Virgo throughout April, please. Interesting. We see the house coming through first. So look at that little nest. So protecting our comfort zones, our safety and security within the connections that we have when it comes to romantic love. That some of you may be moving into into a house with somebody. There may be something along those lines, or spending more time at home together being of importance this month for your connection. We do see the blessing card as well. So for some of you, you are welcoming, we see the eggs in the nest here. For some of you, you are welcoming, somebody new, a baby into the home. All right. Very interesting. That's only for a couple of you. but it's like a blessing. Your cup runneth over, Virgo. That it's like safety and comfort within this connection is the blessing. All right, Virgo. What's going on with Virgo in April with romantic love? Romantic love for our Virgos in April, please. We have the Lily coming through first, followed by the Coffin. All right, so the Coffin is an ending that brings around a new beginning. All right, it's a death and then a rebirth. It's quite interesting because for some of you, this is like a health issue that has ended, and it's kind of like we're being born again. So we're seeing that theme of, well, like I said, a birth of a new child, a blessing of a new child. But for some of you, the blessing is the rebirth just of the connection itself. That we're, maybe wanting to sort of start over in some kind of a way, aimed more towards long-term, growing old with this person coming through here. But it's coming off the back of some sort of ending, like an end to things that maybe made us feel vulnerable in this connection is coming through there as well. But we do see the Tower coming through there as well. So the Tower is, I feel like this is you guys in isolation together. It's kind of like, building this tower around yourselves. And we do see kind of like a lighthouse image in this particular tower as well. So it's like guiding each other and providing that light to keep you both, to keep each other safe from, the storms and whatnot. This rebirth where we are strong and powerful for one another, this re-establishing a stronger foundation so that this can last long term here, Virgo. There's a bit of a blessing. I do feel for a lot of you, you will be spending a lot of time around the home together this month with somebody, kind of locked away in that tower, because sometimes I see this as like a building a fort together kind of thing, and locking yourselves away for a couple of days. A bit of a blessing for you that you're actually able to, refortify this connection this month in some kind of a way. All right, so that's what we're seeing for you, Virgo. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Libra. Okay, Libra. Bit of an overview for you, Libra, in regards to romantic love for April. What's going on for our Libras with romantic love in April, please? That one kind of threw itself, and I've got two coming out here. Oh, very interesting. The first one that we've got here is litigation. Litigation, and that was the one that kind of, it came out forcefully, all right? It doesn't necessarily mean legal issues, but it's kind of like needing to protect the balance and stand for what's right. It's very similar to your energy, Libra. We see the scales there. But we also see the swords crossed in front of them. All right. So there's the need to protect the balance. There's a need to protect ourselves here as well. All right. And the other two cards that came out, we have Capricorn and Leo. Okay. So we see strength. We see determination. All right. With those two cards. I don't necessarily feel as though they're connected so much to placements for you here. Leo and Capricorn are both very, very strong signs, very leadership kind of signs, taking charge. Both can be a little bit defensive, yeah, especially, you know, Leo's the lion there, so they can be quite defensive. Capricorn more so stubborn than defensive, but they're both sort of very proud, very stand for what's right. You know, they're both very, very stand for what's right signs, like the Libra, protecting your balance, protecting your peace kind of energy here is with that litigation card. Capricorn is also, you know, it is a strong sign for things like legal issues. So some of you, there may be legal issues connected to your romantic love life this month as well. But, you know, for a lot of you, it's more about standing your ground, I think. You know, standing for what's right, standing up for yourself, taking control and being strong and proud and determined. Libra, what's going on for Libra when it comes to romantic love in April? Libra. We have the Stork. Things getting stirred up this month. Something's, I hate to break it, Libra, but it feels like something might be hitting, like some shit might be hitting the fan this month. But it could just be, you know, things getting stirred up in a more positive way where, you know, something is getting stirred up this month. This is the card of new ideas, new perspectives, things moving in new directions that you maybe hadn't foreseen. Someone stirring the pot a little bit, someone trying to stir shit with you. Maybe that's why you're on your protecting your peace mode right now. We do also see the cross and then the garden. So, you know, there may be something here about needing to take responsibility to see all the perspectives, or all, you know, get more objective ideas and perspectives on situations this month when it comes to romantic love. There is a sense with that cross here. There's a lot of spiritual energy there with that as well, and it's about having faith that things are working out the way that they're supposed to in some kind of a way. That's a sense of fate taking control there as well. You know, that things behind the surface, you know, under the surface, sort of falling into place exactly how they're supposed to. So even when things get stirred up and might seem, you know, very left of field and you're having to come up with new ideas on the spot, there is this sense of this is exactly how it's supposed to fall into place. But we do see the garden there as well. So this may be something happening very, very publicly, very social, like maybe something happening on social media that is kind of stirring things up around your love life here. But for others of you, this is like a fated event or a fated invitation. But for a lot of you, this is about compromise. That's that balance, once again, that meeting each other in the middle and needing to compromise. This is, you know, meetings taking place. For some of you, there may be legal meetings taking place this month where you're needing to really stand your ground and be responsible for, you know, making sure things get stirred in the right directions, and that you have faith that there's a method to the madness kind of thing. But definitely compromise coming through there as well, and definitely some important meetings for some of you where it's very important for you to stand up for yourself, stand your ground, be strong, be independent, be, you know, perseverant and determined to make sure you're standing up for what is right. Definitely coming through here, and having faith that you know, what the balance will be met at the end of it all. Like with this meeting at the end there, it's like that's where the balance is things are needing to be balanced and things are needing to be met so that things are equal. All right. So it's one of those messages where it's not necessarily I don't understand it, but I feel as though as the month goes on, you will understand what that's all about, one way or another, Libra. But that's what we're seeing for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Scorpio. All right. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio, a bit of an overview for your romantic love life in April. Whoa, okay. Scorpio. Romantic love for Scorpio in April. Okay, so that one that flew out was Sagittarius. All right, so this actually sort of lets me know that, you know, you may be dealing with someone who is Sagittarius or Sagittarius heavy with their placements. Some of you may be on the cusp of Scorpio and Sagittarius as well, but overall, this is, you know, the Archer. All right, so this is all about travel and about, you know, I'm kind of getting Cupid, actually, to be honest, from that Archer image today as well. So you may be sort of thinking about meeting new people at the moment, Scorpio, but it's giving travel more than anything, and adventure, you know, and just to be honest, playing the field a little bit, especially with what I'm seeing here too. We have the disease card. All right, so that kind of speaks for itself a little bit, Scorpio, that you do need to be very, very careful to protect yourself, to you know, also be very wary of toxicity this month when it comes to love. But, you know, we'll have a look with the lenormand. Let me have a look at the bottom of the deck as well. We have the chance card at the bottom of the deck there. So, you know, not wanting to take risks this month, being careful not to take physical risks or be too adventurous, where we could be sort of leaving ourselves vulnerable to toxic people, you know, disease, quite literally. It's a bit of a concern when I see that card coming out. All right, Scorpio. What's going on for Scorpio when it comes to love throughout April, please? For some reason, I keep wanting to say September for you, Scorpio. Okay, so we do see the stork coming through first. All right, so we do have what we got, Libra, Aries, and Cancer all coming out here as well. So they may be significant to you as well. But this is about stirring things up, getting, you know, new ideas. Be careful of pregnancy. All right, that is my pregnancy card. But stirring things up this month, things sort of new ideas and new perspectives on things, and, you know, once again, stirring things up in that sense of adventurous and taking chances and risks that you maybe normally wouldn't take, you know, just to try to get something new on the horizon for yourself. So just be very wary about that. You do need to make very conscious decisions. We have the crossroad here, which is all about, you know, making sure that we're not on a path that is driven by negative emotions and fear of missing out, or fear of having nothing. That, to be honest, you would rather have nothing this month when it comes to love, Scorpio, than have something that is diseased and toxic. All right, so making very conscious choices about the decisions that you're making. We're not just leaving things to chance. We're not just stirring up whatever's good. We're, you know, making very conscious decisions this month, and protecting yourself, please, Scorpio. We do also have the moon coming through there as well. So, you know, a lot of emotional triggers this month. So maybe that's where that chancy, risky sort of stuff is coming through for you, because, you know, you've just got emotions very heightened at the moment. Really trust your intuition, and make decisions based on, you know, your intuition, and not just doing things just for the sake of doing things, taking chances that you wouldn't normally take, thinking things through very clearly, and making sure that we're removing our emotions and we're not being triggered by our emotions to do things that we may regret. All right, so a bit of a warning for you this month, Scorpio. Not going to lie, you guys are the first ones that have sort of received that sort of a message this month. So you are more than welcome, though, to check your other placements. Okay, so definitely subscribe and keep an eye out for that shadow work reading as well. And we will move on over to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. What's going on for Sagittarius with romantic love throughout April? I do just have a card fly out there as well, but I'm going to grab two more for you. Sagittarius. Some of you might be on the cusp of Capricorn, Sagittarius, because that was the Capricorn card that flew out there. All right, I also have the fire card. All right, so there's the Capricorn card that flew on out. But we do also see Gemini coming through there as well. All right, so the word that keeps coming through is, I don't know how to say it, okay? It's that capricious. Capricious? I don't know how to say it. I hope you know the word that I'm trying to say there. But it's because of that fire energy, as well as the twins energy here. And Capricorn energy is very determined, very, stubborn in a way, and perseverant. But with that fire energy and then the Gemini energy, it's like things may flip really quickly for you this month. Sort of that twin energy of like one hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. And you may sort of stoke some fires that you're not prepared to put out. You may, strike a match with somebody definitely this month. We do see, like I said, Capricorn and Gemini both coming through strong. But fire energy is very passionate, very, fiery, very aggressive even. So it can be a little bit flippy, someone that can flip from one to the other really quickly, especially with that twins energy there. So the good and evil twins, For some reason, it's showing me that Simpsons episode with Bart's evil twin. You never know which side of them you're going to get. Like sometimes you might get the very calm, reserved, cold even side of them, and then other times you're going to get that fire, that passion, but then it can burn out just as quickly with that twins energy here. Sagittarius, what's going on for Sagittarius in April when it comes to romantic love? That Capricorn card has come out quite a few times today. What are they up to this month? I do also see Leo and Scorpio coming through here as well. There's the Scorpio card with the snake coming through there. We have the woman following that up there. And I'm getting that, what's that? It's a song. It's not hot-blooded woman. It's hot something woman. It's not, like, I can hear the song, but it's not the words I can hear. It's hard to explain what I mean. It's a little bit of a deceitful energy. Once again, with that flippy kind of energy, the hot, cold energy that you never know what you're going to get. One minute they're all physical, they're all passionate, they're all fire. Because of all the water signs, Scorpio is the most fiery. But it's a scorpion. It can sting you at any moment. There's a lot of emotions that maybe deceitful emotions coming through from this person a little bit here. An illusion, kind of. They're putting rose tinted glasses on you a little bit. I feel with that snake energy, that you never know which direction they're going to go. They're a little bit snaky, a little bit sneaky, a little bit, got to maybe walk on eggshells a little bit, don't step on me kind of thing. Like they don't go in straight lines. They're very squiggly. You never know which direction they're going to take off in, whether they're going to strike and attack or whether they're going to slither back off into their little hole. You really don't know with this person. There's a very fire energy there with you could quite easily get burnt here, especially with more fire here with the Leo card. We have the sun there. That is a card of happiness. It is like you trying to nurture the happiness here, but, it may be deceptive that happiness can be achieved here. Once again, you get too close to the sun and it's going to burn you. There may be some things being revealed about this person through the more emotional stuff, when it comes to the more that you're trying to nurture emotions, that may actually, bring certain things to light. The more feminine energy that you bring into this connection, the more that will, reveal things, and you may have some personal revelations about someone in your love life this month, about the dual nature of this person, that they maybe cannot be completely trusted. All right, they may be, all put on a really great face, and then underneath it all, there's something else there. All right, so just be careful there, Sagittarius. Maybe check your other placements, cross-watch your person's placements, see what wants to come out on those as well. Make sure you subscribe, and we will move on over to our Capricorns. Okay, Capricorn, what's going on for Capricorn in April when it comes to romantic love? Bit of an overview for our Capricorns with romantic love throughout April, please. Oh, interesting. We have litigation coming through first, followed by commerce. So interestingly enough, both of those have the scales there, the Libra scales there, litigation and commerce. So for a lot of you, Capricorn, very, very focused on work, money, doing things in the right way seems to be coming through there as well. Protecting your peace, protecting your sense of what is right, what is balanced, and for a lot of you, what is right is your commerce, your money, your work stuff, and trying to really balance and protect your space when it comes to work and the work that you're willing to put in, and making sure things are reciprocal when it comes to love. Capricorn, romantic love for Capricorn throughout April, please. Some of you may even have money legal issues, money-related legalities coming through this month when it comes to somehow connected to love as well. All right. Capricorn, romantic love for April for our Capricorns, please. Definitely seeing that reciprocal energy here. We are starting off with the Lily, Capricorn. I just want to clarify why I'm seeing that Lily. The other two cards make perfect sense for you, Capricorn, but I'm just wanting to double check how that Lily ties in with this message. Clarify the Lily for our Capricorns. Oh, and then right as I asked, right as I'm asking, it's kind of like talking about your long-term plans, Capricorn, and like whatever's going on here with this litigation and commerce. It's kind of like you're like, I don't want things to mess up my long-term plans. Like, I don't want love to interrupt my work. I don't want anything else to, basically just interrupt my long-term plans. There is an element here of, kindness and morality, standing up for what is right, once again, coming through here. For some of you, you may be having health issues throughout the month, which are, affecting all of this love in some way. I have that clarified by the birds. So for some of you, it could actually be like mental health. Once again, conversations, standing up for what is right seems to be very strong here in this message, Capricorn. Standing up for, the vulnerable parts of yourself, the parts of yourself that are kind and have strong morals and values, and you want to stand up for what is right, and you're having a lot of conversations that, I feel like for some of you, there's maybe a specific conversation that's taking place this month that you're kind of standing up for what is best for your long term, rather than, right here, right now. Like, it's kind of a little bit like putting your heart to the side and taking a very, a much more professional look at it all, and you're kind of like, well, this is not balanced. I'm protecting my peace and I'm protecting myself. So for some of you, I'm getting prenup for someone here as well. Maybe that's what that conversation is for some of you. But for a lot of you, this is protecting your mental health and, definitely having conversations that are specific to standing up for your morals, standing up for yourself, protecting what is right, doing things the right way, especially when it comes to somehow, protecting the soft, vulnerable parts of yourself, Capricorn. For some of you, this is mental health related stuff, like talking to a therapist or something along those lines. We do see the ship coming through there as well. Some of you may be traveling this month. Once again, it's not feeling super, super connected to love itself. A lot of you, I feel, are putting love to the side this month, and seeing other things as much more important to you this month, Capricorn. This is also, new adventures starting, and you're preparing to, have these conversations that, if I'm getting on that ship, it needs to be a long-term, sustainable, long-term thing. I'm standing up for myself. I'm standing up for balance. I'm standing up for reciprocity, because we do see the flowers there as well, that I'm only willing to get on this ship and give if you're willing to give in return. There needs to be balance, that things need to be, you need to allow me, all these other things in my life. I need to allow you all these things in your life, that there does need to be a lot of, things being weighed and measured. So when we are approaching love this month, we're wanting to start new adventures. Yes, we're wanting to, close the distance and give to love, but we are being very realistic about it, and standing up for balance and standing up for what is right, and making a trade. This commerce energy, it's very much similar to this flowers energy, where it's I'm only giving you equal value to what you're giving me. We're not giving something that's going to tip the scales one way or another. We're giving equal value here, and that's why these conversations, even though they may be very close to your vulnerable stuff, these conversations are very important this month, Capricorn, because you're like, I'm willing to jump on board and start traveling forwards here, but I need to know that it's going to be an equal trade. It's not, I'm not going to be getting ripped off kind of thing, because otherwise I'm a Capricorn. I'll take you to court. So something about that coming through, that you're being very professional with the way you're approaching love this month, Capricorn. You're not letting yourself run away with love this month. You're being very specific about the way that you're approaching love this month. You may want to check your other placements, Capricorn, or cross-watch somebody else's placements as well. You're more than welcome to do so. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. We will move on over to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. What is going on for Aquarius with love, romantic love for Aquarius throughout April? Bit of an overview for you, Aquarius, in regards to romantic love for April. We have pleasure. Guilty pleasure for some of you. We also have intelligence coming through here. For some reason, Aquarius, this is coming through as like a guilty pleasure, and you're being very intelligent, very smart about. I do feel as though this is very specifically telling me that you're keeping things on the down low. The intelligent thing to do is to to separate pleasure from the rest of your life. Like, it's like a guilty pleasure, something that you're hiding. I feel like a lot of you are hiding something this month when it comes to love, because that seems to be the intelligent choice here. Until you know more, until these books have all been read, until you've done your research about what exactly this means for you. It's but it's a bit of a guilty pleasure. It's like you can't help but be a bit of a glutton with it, and take as much as you can get, and enjoy the sweetness while it's there, but you kind of like, it does feel like you are hiding something or someone from the rest of your life right now. Let's have a look. Aquarius, romantic love for Aquarius throughout April. You feel like that's a smart choice, I feel. Ah, I see why. Okay, because we have the key coming through first. All right, so you may have quite a lot of different opportunities around you when it comes to love at the moment as well. But you're taking, you're walking through a door this month. You're taking an opportunity this month, like to glut yourself, to pleasure yourself on something when it comes to love. You're taking the opportunity. We see the book and the cross coming through here. So, there's that intelligence, once again, that intelligence factor. Because there's just something here about you hiding this at the moment. It's kind of like the smart choice is to keep quiet about this because you feel as though that, you feel as though there's a responsibility to just be smart about this and not, I just feel like it's kind of you closed book energy. You're a closed book when it comes to, it's not so much this person. Like, I feel like there's a person that everything about you and this person is the closed book. It's all contained within those pages until you know more about the situation. It's like I've only just started reading this book, so I'm not ready to tell everyone what the plot is yet because I don't know yet for sure. But I do feel like a lot of you do feel that there is a strong connection and a strong sense of destiny between yourself and this person. And it's kind of like you don't want to share it right now. You don't want to, because you know that if you share this little pleasure that you're finding with this connection right now, that everyone else might want to have a bite, might want to try, and you're like, no, I want to keep it on the down low so that no one else comes in and steals my thunder, and because I feel like, to be completely honest, Aquarius, it's coming through in the sense that you feel like there's a part of you deep down. I feel like this is what you're hiding from yourself as well, and this is why you're keeping this on the down low, is because you don't want to jinx it. You don't want to mess it up before. You don't want to talk about it because you feel like if you start talking about it, I will miss out or something. And there's a part of you deep down that feels like this could be it. This could be the opportunity of a lifetime. This could be my fate, my destiny. So I don't want to, I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it before it's really even started. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you intuitively are picking up on the end of this book and you know where this story leads you. But you don't want to ruin it. It's kind of like I got given this book and it's like, I know that it's the most amazing story and it's going, I've just started reading this book and already I can tell that this is going to be my favorite book, and it's going to be, no other book is ever going to compare to this story. But there's a part of me that doesn't want to get to the end of this book, because then once I've read it, I know what happens and I know how the story goes, and I don't want to ruin the surprise. I don't want to ruin it. And so there's a big hesitancy coming through here, and that's why you're keeping quiet about this, because you're kind of like, if I say it out loud, it becomes real, and I just don't know enough about this yet to want anyone else to ruin the plot or ruin the surprise or know about my little guilty pleasure here, because I'm just enjoying this so much that I don't want to wreck it. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to lose this opportunity. because, you know, I'm feeling this to my soul. It feels like a very strong, deep connection. But it's just kind of like, I feel like for a lot of you, this is like brand spanking new. And you may not, like, it may not even started as of yet. It might just be, you know, a little bit more into April, and you really kind of like, I want to just hold on to this and keep it for just myself for as long as possible before I share that with others, let anyone else in on my pleasure right now. Interesting. Well, that's what we're seeing for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Pisces. Pisces. Bit of an overview for you, Pisces. What's going on in romantic love throughout April? Romantic love for Pisces in April, please. Ooh, Pisces. I have a very interesting message for you today. All right, because we have elevation coming through first, yeah? We also see, you know, gold, silver, bronze in this card. 1, 2, 3. Elevation. All right? Some of you have multiple options straight away when it comes to love this month. But there's a but. It's a very nice but, Pisces. No, sorry. The actual but is very nice, but the but that I've got for you today may not be as nice as the but. Because the second card I have here is theft. All right, and when I've looked at the hidden energy on the bottom of the deck to try to see where that theft energy is going, it's actually showing me here enemy and beauty. All right, so you may be leveling up in love this month, but there is this, I don't know whether it's fear of losing this or having this taken from you because of this enemy and beauty, that it's like there's someone else that you're worried about. There's a third party here that you're worried that they are going to take this person away from you, because they're, you know, there's issues around beauty, that maybe they're more beautiful than me, you know, so that would be a fear-based thing, right? Because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as we know, and you're already in first place. You've already got, like, I feel like you've got the elevation, so you're already at the top. You're already the first choice, Pisces. But it feels like fear that this person's going to get taken away from you because maybe they've got other options. Maybe there's a specific person that you're worried about, this enemy. All right, let's have a look. Pisces, what's going on for Pisces when it comes to romantic love? And I just want to say, you know, once again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And you need to be careful, Pisces, not to put your eyes in their holder. All right, you can't presume what somebody else thinks of you just because that's what you think of you. All right. We have the coffin coming through first. An ending that brings around a new beginning, a death that creates a rebirth. And the rebirth, you know, so I feel like it's an end to a cycle for you, Pisces, in a lot of ways. Like there's a lot of, for some of you, you may be suddenly having to move house, or you're suddenly moving in with somebody this month. Because we do have the house followed by the scythe. So there's like an end to a sense of security for some reason here. Because, you know, with that scythe in the middle, that does at the end, and the house in the middle, that does let me know that the ending has something to do with the safety, the security, the comfort zone. All right. and you're kind of in the midst of the ending. That the ending is, the Scythe talks about endings and breaking free and cutting things out as well. So the house is in the middle of this double ending energy. But the Scythe is very, things being very quickly cut away and very quickly cut out. I do feel like for some of you, there is this specific message coming through that whoever this enemy person is, this is your person is suddenly getting kicked out of their house or suddenly moving out from their ex or something like that. And because of you, Pisces, it's kind of like somebody is choosing you, but you're kind of worried that they're going to go back to this person. I am getting for some of you, it's a concern about children because, family, it's a concern about family. It's kind of like they may be, I'm just getting this situation, right, where your person lives with the parent of their children, and in order to be with you, they run the risk of being cut off from their children if they move out from that house. Does that kind of make sense? I do feel like that whoever you're involved with or will be involved with, they are really coming up, like they're choosing you, Pisces, but there's a lot of fear there because of the way that this is happening. And it's like this ending is only just happening in their life. Any extra clarity on that? It might be very sudden, unexpected stuff this month when it comes to love. Things coming to a sudden end, or some sort of comfort zone or security very suddenly broken. But meeting you is destiny. Look at that. We have the garden and the cross. So it's like there's a lot of responsibilities that I feel like this is all this person, and it's not so much to do with you. You're just the gold prize. You're just the gold medal, and your love life is just elevating in the sense that you're being given the gold medal, that you're number one, Pisces. But whatever's going on for this person, there's a lot of responsibilities still on their shoulders connected to this enemy. You might meet them very, very suddenly out of nowhere, right, like as they're coming off the back of, a breakup or something like that. But it's kind of like a destined meeting. It's having this sense of fate that it feels like a lot of craziness going on in this person's life, Pisces, and you're being chosen here. How does this, what about Pisces, please? What about Pisces? I just feel like this is encompassing your energy. You're thinking long term here with this person. We have the lily and the clouds. This is like an intimacy that opens your thoughts to long term, that maybe you didn't think. This is someone that you feel like you want to grow old with, Pisces. There's a very strong connection here, but there's also a lot of fear that this third party, there's just a lot of craziness going on in this person's life, and they're experiencing like a significant ending, or having to break free from something. For some of you, there's an addiction issue that they're breaking free from, and that's been their comfort zone for quite a while. But you're thinking long term here. There's a lot of intimacy from your end. You're being picked, Pisces. So don't allow the fear to overtake you about whatever this third party is. Whether this third party is an ex, or whether this third party is, an addiction or something else completely, a job or whatever. You are being picked as number one. All right. You are being chosen as number one. You are gold medal. All right. So the luster of the enemy, the luster of the third party is not their number one priority. It is you is the number one choice. All right. Ultimately. But there's just a lot of craziness going on in their life right now that's mixing it all up a little bit for you. You may want to check their placements as well. I don't actually have any placements coming out here, surprisingly enough. You're probably the first sign that hasn't had any other signs coming out in their reading. So yeah, you may want to check. I've got Sagittarius is the only one I'm seeing there on the bottom of the deck, but you may want to double check their placements and see what's going on that end of things, Pisces. See if you can get some extra info there. We probably will have some more in-depth readings as the month progresses as well. But that's what we've got for you today. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all again soon.